Hi, so here we are today. There is no particular plan, but let's take a walk once around the pyramid. I wonder how long it will take. We don't often have this opportunity, so let's just start and see how long it takes. I was just inside the pyramids. Is my back dirty? It seems like my back is always dirty in the video. Does my back look okay?
You're okay.
I guess it's dirty.
It's dirty. Oops, I made a mistake.
I wonder how many minutes it will take to go around the Great Pyramid. Each side is about 230 meters. So once around is about 1 kilometer. So we're taking a 1 kilometer walk. The view of the Pyramid of Khafre from here is spectacular. King Khafre emerges into the view. It's grand. It's so big. It's really huge, isn't it? How many photos of the pyramids can one have? I literally have hundreds. No, thousands of photos. Still, I take more photos. The corners are beautiful. The view differs slightly at each corner. Personally, I think the prettiest corner is the northeast corner. This one is nice too. Okay, let's go. These holes are interesting. We find them in a uniform pitch at various places. Some have been packed with stones. Really. There are still many things we do not fully understand. There was limestone pavement all the way up to here. The foundation for it assembled and laid down. You can see part of the pavement remaining over there. Wow, it's huge. So we're just going around the periphery of the pyramid.
It's a pyramid stroll.
That's true, a pyramid stroll. Taking a stroll in the Assassin's Creed Origins situation is cool, but this is a real pyramid stroll. Wonderful. Not a game stroll, but a real pyramid stroll. A walking we will go. Walking we will go. You can see part of the casing stone still in place here. Some have been restored. It's such a beautiful day. Isn't this interesting? We can't go inside here yet. King Khufu's second boat was transported to the Grand Egyptian Museum, so I thought we could go in here. I guess we can't get into the south side yet. It must be because the enormous boat pit where the boat was buried are still here. It looks like it's open. We'll probably get in trouble if we go inside. Let's go all the way around then. Maybe we can go in. There's no sign. Oh well, let's go around this way. This area is probably the surface layer of the Mokattam Formation. By understanding the original surface, we can learn how much stone was cut out. Here we can see traces of where they were trying to cut. They were trying to cut out stones. From the northeast to the southwest. Oops, I made a mistake. The formation dips from the northwest to the southeast. In this area, you'll find pieces of ancient pottery lying around. Even if you find a piece on the ground, do not take it home with you. If it's on the surface, it might not have much meaning from an archaeological view. But there have been cases, like at the Parthenon, where tourists tried to take stones away with them. It was a big problem. When you visit an ancient ruin in Egypt or elsewhere, you must never take any stones or artifacts you find on the ground. All right, we've made it to the south side. We just passed the west side and have come to what was called the solar boat. It belonged to King Khufu. The Khufu Boat Museum is gone now too. It's so impressive. Personally, I like it better without the boat museum. I think that it's good that the boat is on proper display at a museum. So here we can see the mastabas. These are each a tomb. What is interesting is that an archaeologist named Hermann Juncker investigated this area a long time ago. He found what might be called ancient work tents, a work area where sculptures and other items of King Khafre of the 4th dynasty and others were collected and broken down so they could be reused elsewhere. Even in the old days, bits and pieces were reused. The air is really clear today, so we can see Cairo city and large buildings beyond it. Over there is an area called Mahdi. It's a luxurious residential area. We can see that far. We can faintly see the pyramids toward the south. They might be hard to see. Maybe it's too hard to see them in the video. Can you see a kind of bump over there? That's known as the Southern Hill. So here is the Mokattam Formation, and over there is the Mahdi Formation. It's very likely that before building the pyramids, King Khufu and his courtiers stood on that plateau, working on the pyramid project and thinking of where to put the structures. Anubis, shall we continue walking while you shoot from the side? A side version like this. It's a really virtual shot, isn't it? Which way should we go? Let's see. Okay, since we're here, let's head towards the pyramids of the queens. It's not a simple walk around the pyramid anymore. I want to stop by various places. There are some Egyptian people playing loud music over there. These are really huge stones, too. These were used in King Khufu's boat pit, which were like coffin for the boat. So these were the cover for the pit. There's ancient graffiti drawn in red ochre paint on some of them. The inscriptions indicate the king's reign and name and various other information. They are significant remains. That's right. There's a place I wanted to visit. Let's go since we're already here. We're really going off course. We are walking the entire periphery. We are walking once around, but we're really off course. It's enormous. Don't you think it's huge? This Queen's Pyramid is also fascinating. I've introduced it on various TV programs. It is an unfinished pyramid. The inner core structure is visible. It is exposed. They were cutting the stones here on the outer side. These are casings here, and you can see signs of cutting and chipping, preparing the stones and casings. It's interesting that you can see how they were working. They used a lever system to transport the stones. Here the stone is kind of rounded. They slid the lever under here to move the stone. Over here they caught the lever in the hole to haul the stone. It's exciting. Oh, a wild camel. Mr. Camel, could you please let us through?
لا أنا قلت لك هنا شغالين هنا شغالين تصوير يعني ميرسيで気がついたらちょっとずれて
And in no time we've gone off course and walked around the pyramids of the queens. A place that I recently wrote about in a paper is the Temple of Isis, built here near the pyramids of King Khufu's queens. It was like a chapel and has a significant meaning. This area here, this was a place of worship and pilgrimage during the late period. There are various appearances to the Giza of 4,500 years ago. It's fascinating. It's really moving to think that people came all this way on their pilgrimages. Let's see. How long has it been since the pyramids were built? It's been more than 2,000 years. By that time, it appears that the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx, was already completed when the Pyramid of Khufu was built. Such an inscription, called the Inventory Stela, has been found with that information. It's fascinating. And we continue walking forward. So these queen pyramids also have entrances. The structure is very simple. There's a descending corridor and a room that may be a burial chamber down below. Here are the boat pits. These giant pits for the boats have also been discovered. Wow, this is so cool. We've made it to the east side. Just a little more until our goal. This is a boat pit, too. Several of King Khufu's boat pits were discovered. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pits have been discovered. This boat pit is shaped like a ship. We don't know it was actually used for a burial. The boat that was found on the south side was probably used to actually transport King Khufu's remains. A boat may have been buried here for symbolic reasons. Boats are a symbol of authority. There's a famous tablet called the Palermo Stone. It's a stone that provides the chronology and key events of the kings. Today, the main fragment is held at a museum in Palermo, Italy. There are some fragments at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo and at the Petrie Museum in England. So this stone has information, for example, account of how many boats were built during the reign of King Snefru. They really cleaned up this area. Dr. Lehner made records of this area during the COVID-19 pandemic. And they even made this walking space over here. Here on the east side of King Khufu are the remains of the funerary temple. You can see the parts of the basalt stone flooring. I often explain this area too. I'd point out the traces of where the stone was cut out. I wonder if we can see some examples now. Maybe they've already cleaned it up. If you look at these pieces, you can see the clean stone faces and see traces from when the stone was cut out.
Why is the stone black only here?
Well, this is where the temple was. Only the flooring of that funerary temple is left. So, originally there was a temple here, and there was a causeway over there. The causeway was also connected to the temple at the riverbank. These remains are part of that funerary temple. In ancient times, this area was used for the king's funeral. It's where the king's funeral rites were held. And here we are at the northeastern corner. I climbed up from here, all the way to the top. There's a notch at about 80 meters from the ground. At that notch, we found a clue to learning about the core structure and produced the first 3D model. It sure was a long climb up there. Once we got that far, we went even higher. We went to the very top and got data. We were also able to use drones. We've been really fortunate. Plus, this time we were able to make a YouTube video. A wise decision by Plateau, who manages the channel. They came all the way here with me.
Our company's fortunes are at stake.
And here we are back on the north side. Right over there is our goal. And standing over there is Mr. Ichikawa from World Scan Project. Mr. Moro is there too, looking cool. Everyone is working so hard. Well, all right. We've completed a full circle. This was the pyramid stroll.